It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium, state-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And here we go from LA. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Rams offense getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out, it's one of the game's all-time leading passers. The top pick back in 2009. Still going strong. It's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle father time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear in the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
They pick the handoff now, Stafford. He's taking a shot on his first play. That's grabbed inside the 30. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. On first down, here's Stafford. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
The Texans closing in, and they will get him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
On comes Joshua Carty and the Rams field goal unit to try it on 4th down. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. Distance is good, but not the accuracy. He just missed it left. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Stroud in the air to start us off. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Completed to Collins. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front needed to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Third down, Mixon gets it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. On the ground again with Mixon. He's contained at the line for no gain. That was Darius Williams on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. But you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. That's complete. Here's Kirk. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Stroud. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Mixon. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Keeping it with Mixon. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'll really break the backs of a defense.
Stroud now on 3rd. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans have a great first drive and get the game's first points. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Rams headed back after their second drive now. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 34. That one complete to Higbee. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Stafford from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Give to Williams from the gun. This is ahead for about 5. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short. So that's 3rd and less than a yard.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Stafford now on 3rd down. This will be caught by Adams. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he's brought down for a loss. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They have 2nd down behind the sticks. Now Stafford to throw. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Running for the marker with Williams. And they take him down right along the 30. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Throwing now on first down, Stafford. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Now Stafford again. This throw is cut. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Kate, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Williams. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a yard that time. They needed more, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, you're getting a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Third and goal, it's Stafford. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied, knocked away, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
Sly's kick is up and good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Damian Pierce now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This Texans offense readied up for its 2nd drive of the contest. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, Stroud. Caught, nice gain left side. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play, and boy, did the defense do it there.
Gotta forget about 1st down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Trying again, following the sack. He brings it in.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. To the air, Stroud. He's on the move. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans now lead by 10. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans drive their lead to 11. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Rams and Davante Adams getting set for another look here. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Stafford. It's complete to Higbee. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Stafford back to throw. He's got the hook up to Adams. Touchdown, Los Angeles! The Rams make it a one-score game in the first half. Devontae Adams, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Rams cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. Finding Collins. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They're set up at the 35 now. Stroud throwing here on 1st. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. And it's going to be 2nd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Second and 10, Stroud to throw. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. Brought in inside the 20. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he's able to get this down to the 13. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Here's Stroud now. Pass caught by Mixon. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Mixon will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans drive their lead to 11. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. On first down, here's Stafford. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Stafford from the gun. Throw wheeled in by Higbee. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
They took a look just to be safe. You always appreciate that, but the call on the field stands. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now Stafford again. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Stafford now. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. We've reached halftime, and it's a comfortable 11-point lead for him at the break. Now we'll jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, down to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Barrios now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. The Texans and Christian Kirk headed back onto the field. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Completed over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Stroud off the play fake. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's out of bounds. Looks like right at midfield. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
1st down, Stroud. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. They send a tight end in motion. It's Mixon on 2nd down. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Jared Verse on the tackle. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. On play action, here's Stroud. Hits his running back. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds. 1-yard gain on the play, and it sets up a Houston first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun now for Stroud. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And they'll make their stop after a small push to the 5. They only managed 1 on that carry. Now they're going to have 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, what they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look at defense than the one we saw in the first half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. A very short kick here from the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Oh, he showed some burst on this return. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And as he accumulates catches this season, Brock, some have stuck out to us more than most, and we had one of them on that last drive as he's reached a significant milestone for himself this year. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They motion the tight end over. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. That one complete to Higbee. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Stafford now on 1st down. He gets this one to Nakua. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Stafford back to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Up the gut they go with Williams. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 32. Pass is hauled in by the running back. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's cut at the 4. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Cardi now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Rams chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Pierce now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action here. Has a man, Dalton Schultz. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Second and 3. Into the hands of Schultz.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Connects with Mechie. He has room past the 25. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So we're through 3 here. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over one final quarter. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. Schultz with the catch. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You trade a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
2nd and 3 now. Mixon on the toss. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Everly's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Rams and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They've got 1st down from the 31. Man in motion here. They fake the handoff now. Stafford. He lobs it up. Left sideline. Looking for a jump play. Puka Nacua the target on that throw. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Back to the air we go on 2nd. Stafford. And that one is dropped. Such great work to get all by himself, but he can't haul in the gimme, and that deep shot is missed. Wow.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off. Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. That's caught for the 1st.
And he'll be brought down after getting to the 47-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
On first down, here's Stafford. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now Stafford again. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Stafford now on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up an LA first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Tight end going in motion here. Complete. It's Atwell. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Working inside the red zone. He's got it! And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
So from the 3, here's second and goal. They'll look to run with Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him add in a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you could just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Working quickly here. Third and goal, it's Stafford. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams making a 4-point game here in the 4th. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him, a field goal, will tie this game in the 4th. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Barrios now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. And this really looks like a whole different ball game after that touchdown, doesn't it? They really need to go on a drive here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Mixon on the counter. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
It's the 2-minute warning here in LA. Texans only up by a few. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. So now here's 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Pass caught by Mixon. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
First and 10 from the 41. Now the give to Mixon. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Running it with Mixon. And he's tackled for a short gain. Now the Rams are going to use their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. He'll throw it. This is complete to Schultz. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. The Texans only moments away from finalizing their win as they take a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win for the Texans. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Texans as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.